Well, good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday morning to you. It is a new day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, everyone. We are excited about a new day. New day. Lady Everett, good to see you. Good morning, Sister Harris. Good morning, Miss Bernice. Good morning, Sister Scales. Good morning, Sister Wright. Good morning, Mother Moore. Good morning, Sister Brown. Good morning, Dr. Norman. Good morning, Sister Karen. All right. Thank y'all for starting the day with us. Listen, good morning, Sister Willis. Good morning, Mother Versa. All right. I've gotten some requests to start us a little earlier. Good morning, Sister Lewis. So we're going to check in. Good morning, Sister Cradle. Good to see you this morning. All right. There's some people that I came in contact yesterday. It was like, hey, I need you to get in a little bit earlier because I go to work at 7:15. Good morning, Lady Pearson. Good morning, Deacon Tucker. Good morning, Minister Hope. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you all this morning. Thank you for starting your day with me. Here's the thing. We are still on the road to Pentecost. And I was even saying to myself, oh my goodness, how long are we going to be on this? Getting impatient. But I realized I got to stay in the room. Somebody typed that in this morning. Stay in the room. Good morning, Miss Teresa. Stay in the room. This is how we are in life. We get frustrated and we want things to hurry along. And then reached out to one of our Rise family members about something totally different. And she said to me, girl, you are on it this week. We had to stay in the room. And she was like, and the Lord worked it all out. And so we have to look at different seasons and times in our lives where the Lord is trying to share with us something. All right, stay in the room. And I know you're being tested. I know you're being tested. And so here's the deal. Today, we are still going to deal with waiting for power without losing your peace. Don't let people make you leave the room. Waiting for power without losing your peace. Don't let people make you leave the room. Listen, it's hard enough waiting on God, but it becomes even harder when the people around you start frustrating you. Because sometimes the greatest challenge on the road to Pentecost wasn't the waiting, it was the people they had to wait with. Different personalities, different emotions, different levels of maturity, and yet God still said, stay together. Because there are some things God will only release in an atmosphere of unity. Acts chapter 1, verses 13 through 14 says, these all continue with one accord in prayer and supplication. One accord, not one personality, not one opinion, not one background, one focus. And their shared focus was greater than their personal frustrations. Are you hearing me this morning? If so, type, I hear you. I see you, Mother Moore. Have mercy. Waiting exposes what's really in you. Here we go. Waiting exposes what's really in you. Waiting has a way of exposing your internal condition. And when things take longer than expected, irritation rises, offense rises, impatience rises, and suddenly little things bother you more than usual. That's because waiting stretches your emotions. And when you're stretched emotionally, people become easier to frustrate. Here's my power punch. Pressure exposes what comfort conceals. I'm going to say that one more time. Pressure exposes what comfort conceals. The upper room wasn't just preparation for power, it was exposure before release. Because God wanted to deal with pride, competition, offense, selfishness before pouring out power. Have you ever become frustrated with people while waiting on God? Go ahead, type yes, type working on it, type in it now, type just got out. This is a real struggle because it's easy to become frustrated with people while you're waiting on God because your level of emotion heightens because you have an expectation or you are disappointed because you haven't come out yet. Here's my second point. People can become the distraction if you lose focus. The disciples could have easily focused on each other's flaws. Peter denied Jesus. Thomas doubted. Others ran away during the crucifixion. They were like, we out of here. We don't want to get crucified like Christ. Imagine the awkwardness that is in that room. But they made a decision. The promise is bigger than our frustrations. And some of you need to hear this. When you focus more on people than purpose, frustration will drain your expectation. Hear me. When you focus more on people than purpose, frustration will drain your expectation. The enemy loves using offenses as a distraction because if he can get you focused on who hurt you, who disappointed you, who isn't doing enough, who didn't show up on time, who didn't do what they said, who didn't come to the dinner, who hasn't called you in a while, who hasn't said how nice you look, then he can pull your attention away from what God promised. Oh, this is the middle of the week. Point 3, unity requires maturity. Unity is not automatic. It requires patience. It requires grace. It requires communication. It requires emotional discipline. And maturity means you stop expecting imperfect people to act perfectly. Mature people stop demanding perfection from people who are still growing. The disciples were still growing. The disciples were still healing. The disciples were still learning, yet they remained connected anyway. Because staying unified does not mean you ignore problems. It doesn't mean you tolerate abuse. It doesn't mean you lose boundaries. It means you don't allow temporary frustration to destroy divine connection. I got to say that again. You don't allow temporary frustration to destroy divine connection. Lord have mercy. That one you might have to tag. Oh, no, I think I'm going to tag that one myself today. Point 4, power comes to those who stay. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven. The power came to the people who stayed through the awkwardness, stayed through delay, stayed through frustration, stayed through the tension, stayed through the difficult conversations, stayed when they were upset, stayed when they were angry. And I believe many people are right at this moment spiritually. You're tempted to disconnect emotionally, tempted to pull away, tempted to stop trusting community. But God is saying, don't let frustration make you leave the room. Because there is still power connected to your endurance. Are you hearing me? There is still power connected to your endurance. Keep running the race. Stay in the room. Here's the thing. Here's my power punch. If you quit in frustration, you may walk away right before the suddenly. If you quit in frustration, you may walk away right before the suddenly. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's why you cannot make good decisions when you're frustrated. You cannot make good decisions when your emotions are high. I feel this morning. Some of you are emotionally tired from people. tired of misunderstandings, tired of carrying relationships, tired of trying to stay peaceful while stretched. And God is saying, guard your spirit, protect your focus. Do not let offense steal your expectation, because what I promise is still coming. Somebody type in that chat, it's still coming. It's still coming. And here where we are, if you've been struggling with frustration with people, offense, emotional exhaustion, temptation to disconnect, I want you to lift your hands and we're going to pray this prayer together. Father, help me stay focused on your promise. I got to let that one sit just for me. Father, help me stay focused on your promise. Remove frustration, offense, and emotional fatigue. Teach me how to walk in unity with wisdom and grace. Help me not to allow people to pull me out of position. Strengthen my heart while I wait. Keep my spirit pure while I stay in the room. I will not leave before the promise comes. Come on, I need you to say that one more time. I will not leave before the promise comes. In Jesus' name. If this is spoken to you, type it in the chat. I'm staying in the room. Remember, the frustration is temporary, but the promise is still coming. My Lord, today, listen. Have an amazing Wednesday. Listen, I need you to share this with somebody that has been frustrated. Share this with somebody that's in an awkward place. Maybe you have to come back at 12 and rewatch it again. Stay in the room. Don't allow this temporary frustration cause you to walk away right before your suddenly. Remember, mature people don't demand perfection from people who are still growing. Have an amazing Wednesday. Thank you for being with me this morning, and we'll see you in the morning, 6:30. Have a fruitful and productive day in the room.
There is victory in the name. Oh, now you got the words. Help us sing it tonight. There is victory in the name. Oh, if you got it, lift them hands up and say, there is victory in the name.